Foot and mouth disease is an extremely contagious disease affecting cloven-hoofed animals, both domestic and wild.
As we all know that India is a leading producer of milk in the world. However, animal diseases act as hindrances to our economy.
FMD is an economically devastating disease causing social and trade restrictions apart from direct losses in terms of loss in milk production, reduced working capability of affected animals, deaths and treatment of affected animals. Controlling this disease is one of the top priorities of the newly formed Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying Government of India. In September 2019, Government of India has launched its flagship National Animal Disease Control Program, covering all states and union territories of India. This ambitious scheme aims to completely control the disease in the next 5 years and eradicate the same by 2030.
In order to control FMD and brucellosis in the next 5 years, the Government of India is launching the National Animal Disease Control Program. Accordingly, we have developed a training program for the veterinarians along with EU.
The effective implementation of this scheme requires massive competent manpower and other resources such as vaccine, cold chain infrastructure, identification systems, and record keeping.
We also are into the training of veterinarians as master trainers so that they can in turn train their teams involved in the mass immunization programs in this sector in the country. So we would like to build up a big team of trained immunization experts so that they can go to the field and do the needful.
In order to create an enormous, well-trained and skilled veterinarians manpower, a pool of competent trainers across the country needs to be developed to take forward the scheme. The EU BTSF has joined hands in supporting Government of India's initiatives in strengthening the competence of available resources and developing new trainers by providing a sustained training mission on foot and mouth disease. This training would help in implementation of FMD control program effectively and conscientiously. Globally, the OIE and FAO, together with governments, producers and other international partners, have formulated a strategy for the progressive control of FMD, aiming at minimizing losses worldwide and facilitate international trade. In line with the same, Government of India implemented phase-wise biannual vaccination-based FMD control program since 2003. This involved 6 monthly FMD vaccinations of all cattle and buffaloes with a trivalent vaccine containing O, A and Asia1 serotypes. Current program NADCP provides a holistic approach towards the FMD-free goal by providing 100% geographical coverage and funding. The animals covered under the scheme includes cattle, buffalo, sheep, goat and pig. The quality of vaccine is being monitored by the Department of Animal Husbandry through testing labs at ICAR IVRI, Bengaluru campus and CCS NIAH. FMD is an infectious animal disease caused by a virus from genus Aptovirus, family Picornaviridae. The clinical disease is characterized by blisters in the tongue and lips, in the mouth, on the teats and in between the hooves. Clinical signs are usually milder in small ruminants. FMD virus can be transmitted in number of ways, including animal-to-animal spread and inanimate objects, typically fodder and motor vehicles. There is no specific treatment against FMD. Sometimes, animals are treated to prevent occurrence of secondary bacterial infections on the sites of the lesions. The disease can be prevented through a combination of practices, with most important being 1. Preventive vaccination and 2. Adoption of biosecurity measures to mitigate the risk of introduction and spread of the virus, both within and between farms. The distribution of vaccine from manufacturer to vaccinator is extremely important to ensure that the vaccine reaches the animal with its efficacy intact. The correct storage temperature is maintained till the last segment of the chain until the vaccinators. Field operators must be equipped with proper devices, that is cold box, to ensure appropriate temperature control till injected into the animal. The animals must be administered the injection in the correct site and manner. The needles need to be changed every time an animal is to be vaccinated to avoid cross-contamination. The vaccination program is being monitored both at state and central level with support of call centers, sero-monitoring and sero-surveillance studies.
Yes, the European Union is supporting a training program based on the implementation of a vaccination program against foot-and-mouth disease. The government of India is investing a lot in controlling and preventing foot-and-mouth disease, and in fact you have a huge vaccination program going on. And the vaccination programs are usually quite challenging to be implemented. There are many aspects that have to be considered, and this aspect they start from the procurement of the vaccine, so the attribute, the characteristics that the vaccine should have in order to be effective, to all the procedures that are supposed to be in place in order that the vaccine, when injected into the animals, will still be effective, and then also what will happen after the vaccine has been injected into the animals, to evaluate and monitor that the effect that we see in the animals is what we expected to see. And finally we will be discussing what may happen when there is a suspicion that the vaccine has failed. Even if animals have been vaccinated, sometimes you may observe the occurrence of clinical disease, of clinical foot-and-mouth disease. And also what could be done in order to identify if the problem is in relation to the vaccine, or the problem is in relation to the vaccination program, or some other reasons which is not related to any of these things that I've just mentioned.
चार दिन से बीमार है जी, बस 3-4 दिन से खाना नहीं खा रही है, चारा बिल्कुल नहीं खा रही है।
It is important that the animal owners promptly respond any clinical signs of FMD to the nearest veterinary center. It is a good practice to isolate the affected animals to avoid further spread of the disease to healthy animals. Success of containment of the disease depends upon quick reporting and accurate and swift diagnosis, followed by rapid and effective implementation of biosecurity measures. Vaccination alone is unlikely to control the disease unless it is coupled with animal movement control. Ensuing National FMD Control Program envisage to have tag-based animal identification system as well as vaccination card for individual vaccinated animal. Animal identification systems and animal movement controls are important for effective control of the disease. The success of FMD vaccination depends on effective implementation and collaborated effort of all stakeholders, including awareness among animal owners.
मुझे परेशानी होती है।
नहीं, क्या परेशानी?
आप दंगा करते हैं जी बहुत ज़्यादा।
हम आपके पशुओं में मुंह की टीकाकरण के लिए आए हुए हैं।
जी फिर ये बांध रह जाते हैं, आगे की नहीं है, फिर क्या करें?
इस तरह का कोई वो नहीं है, ये दुष्प्रचार है। ऐसा है ताऊ, जो वैज्ञानिक सोच है, वैज्ञानिकों ने संशोधन किया है और उससे पता लगा है इस मुखुरी टीकाकरण से पशु में बांझपन नहीं आता। सही बात करो भाई, टीकाकरण करवाओ और पशु को बचाओ।
An effective control and management of FMD will help in increasing trade and export opportunities of livestock and livestock products, contributing to a better income for farmers and economic gains for the country. Vaccination acts both at individual animal level to provide protection against clinical disease and at herd level by reducing the availability of susceptible animals, that is herd immunity, that contributes to mitigate the risk of introduction and spreading. India aims to completely control the FMD by 2025 and make India FMD free by 2030.